I'm Brady Beaton, joined by super senior Cooper Kukal. Cooper, let's start there. I asked all the other 60-year guys, it's a tough decision to make that to come back because everyone thinks about it in football, but the reality is for 99% of people in this Wayne State locker room, once you hang up those cleats for good, it's done. So that's the one side. The other side is you don't want to be behind the eight ball getting out in the real world because football will end. What was your decision process like deciding to come back for another year?
Yeah, no, it's definitely true. My decision process was pretty simple just because of the way that my career has planned out. Mm-hmm. When I came here to Wayne State, I came in as a walk-on guy, just trying to make the best of my position. And that quickly turned into joining on the special teams and, doing anything possible on the field just to be out there. So that's how kind of my first season playing went. But then after that, the following season, I ended up getting a pretty gnarly injury. I had a Liz Frank tear in my foot, and that held me out for almost 18 months in total. So that was, obviously something that holds you out of something that you want to be at, something that you want to put your whole heart into. It made my decision pretty easy, just not really having the effect on the field that I wanted to have in my time here. And so when I had the opportunity to come back and not only, advance my schooling, but also get a chance to lead this team and to help this team in any way I can on the field, it was an easy decision.
Talked about coming in as a walk-on, and most people, they think when they decide to go play college football, they think, all right, get a 4-year scholarship, spending 4 to 5 years there. For walk-ons, that's not always the case. I don't know, you can tell your side, but I know there's other people that have been in this locker room that came in walk-ons and basically said, I'm giving myself 9 months, I'm giving myself a year, and if it doesn't work out, hey, I'm going to go to community college and hang up the cleats. What was it like coming in as a walk-on? Because it can be a little scary and a little intimidating not having a certain future.
Yeah, definitely. That thought crosses your mind, as soon as you sign, that paper or make that decision that you're going to be that kind of guy that is going to fight for everything that he is given, a timeline kind of starts developing in your head. But for me, I was certain of what I was capable of, and I was certain of, what I could do here. And I didn't really ever have a full timeline. I didn't have, my buddy who graduated last year, Reed Thompson, very specifically said, 9 months and I'm out. If I need that, because he needed it. And, I needed the support as well, but I was willing to do whatever it took to, make that happen. And it took me an extra semester to read, but, when you put your mind to something, it can't be stopped. So
that has to be one of the best feelings you've ever had. I mean, you come in and you bet on yourself. And it's a good feeling and a bad one because if you succeed, hey, you worked hard, you found your goal. But if you fail, you kind of bet on yourself and it didn't pan out. That's a scary proposition. But for you, that had to have been one of the most gratifying feelings ever.
Oh, definitely. That first year, anybody will tell you the first year is a struggle. And especially in my position, I came in with a huge class of offensive linemen. I believe it was 8 of us. And I was one of the 2 walk-ons. So, looking back at it, I don't think any of the coaches would have even told you, hey, this guy's going to be our 6-year captain offensive line. That wasn't who I was as a recruit. And so that's kind of, it was huge for me just to not only get that acknowledgement, but, feel that my hard work had paid off.
And since you've been here, you've had the roller coaster of ups and downs going through COVID. What's the time been like here, I guess, in a brief summary, because you have experienced the highest of highs, the lowest of lows, and the emptiness of not knowing what's coming next?
Oh, definitely. We've had everything. We've had as regular as it could be, 2017, 2018, and we had some difficult seasons those years, and then obviously you go to 2019 and you have the best season we could have imagined, and obviously there's such a high to that, but you got to think, for me personally, that was also a low, because of the injury and not being able to be on the field and not being able to be part of that victory. There's another low, and then you go into COVID thinking we get an extra week of spring break,
Right.
and then a whole class of your teammates are gone and didn't even get to play a season, and that sucks, and that I know that sucks for all of them. So yeah, definitely there's been highs and lows, but that's just part of the journey, and I've enjoyed not every second, but mostly every second of it.
Final question: when you do finally hang up the cleats and footballs in your rearview mirror, where are people going to see Cooper Kukal out? What are your pursuits after football?
So I'm actually about to finish up my MBA in double concentration in global supply chain and marketing. So I'm hoping to use both of those degrees, undergrad, MBA, to hopefully stay in the sports business somewhat. I'd love to be in a professional team's, supply chain, head of supply chain, or anything along those lines with marketing. So I love sports, love to stay in sports, but definitely gonna see me around Detroit still. Love the city. So.
Well, Cooper, thank you very much, and good luck the rest of the way.
Thank you.
He's Cooper Kukal. I'm Brady Beaton. That was the Senior Spotlight. You're listening to WDTK, The Patriot.